It was in 2015. It feels like a lifetime ago. We were different people trying to fit into a foreign country. Has he got them? Not quite? Oh. Do you not have them, or you will find them? It's quite funny, actually. I had to go, and my mother doesn't know yet, but I went and broke into her house to steal her computer to put a slideshow together last night, and then brought the computer down here, and it will be back, Mother, if you watch this before you get home from Ofongo. We will continue. If we get them, we'll show you. It was a picture of our family on Australia Day, trying to blend in. We lived in a bus with our 5 children, and I worked for the church managing Caloundra Adventist Retirement Village. There had been many reports about this man. Now, as we don't have a slideshow, this man won't mean much to you, but his name was Andrew Chan. Does anyone know who Andrew Chan was? He was a notorious drug dealer that got caught smuggling drugs out of Bali with 8 others, and they were referred to as the Bali Nine. Andrew was dubbed the ringleader, and he had been sentenced to death for his crime. But after many appeals, it had postponed his day of execution. A new Prime Minister, though, had come in, and he was determined to execute all that were on death row. I started praying like I had never prayed before. I started researching about the 2 Australian boys, both Andrew and Myran. Myran was a talented artist, and Andrew was a Christian, and he ran his church from his prison there in Bali. I remember the day well. I don't think that feeling will ever leave me. I thought there was another day before their execution. I had woken after a poor night's sleep being worried about these boys. Do you want to go to the first one? Oh, that was us fitting into Australia. Why did I care? I have no idea. I spoke with people about it, some Christians, some not. People didn't really seem to care. I got comments like, do the crime pay the time? Well, they're not really Australians anyway, because they were both from immigrant families. But I couldn't buy it. Their life seemed to matter. I honestly thought that the Australian government would have enough power to stop their murders. I remember walking into C module at work early one morning, and on the TV was the news, and I could hear the commentators saying, we can't see the Australian boys. And Hearst after Hearst after Hearst was driving past. I said something louder than I intended to. It was, you flippin' mongrel. And a work colleague came by and said, are you all right, Sharon? Because that wasn't how I usually spoke at work. And I spent some time with her saying how unfair it was. I remember having a black cloud over my head that whole day. I went into my office, I closed the door, and I said to my receptionist, I'm seeing no one. I was mad. Andrew was 21 years old when he made a poor choice that cost him his life. But I was mad at God too. He was doing God's work, and yet he was still tied to these crosses and shot. He could have been a powerful witness. I was mad. I was mad, mad, mad. I cried, I stomped my feet. In fact, I rang the Australian police and I told them there was no way that I was going to be their witness in an upcoming case, that they were purely responsible for these boys' death. I researched all I could about their lives, trying to work out what had gone so wrong for them to make this life-changing mistake. I wanted to attend their funerals, but they were both in Sydney and it wasn't going to work. So I was mad about that too. But I found out that their funerals were going to be streamed live. And so my father would be horrified, but I took a couple of days off work to watch them. I went to work, I closed my blinds, I turned off my lights and I locked my door, I took some food with me, and I watched Myron's funeral. I cried some more, and I was angry. Then I watched Andrew's funeral,